Last weekend I drove 120 miles from Durham to Newton Stewart in Wigtownshire, Scotland. Part of a journey I'd made only a few weeks ago, but this time I'd be on my bike. I wanted to take advantage of the forecast good weather to pick up some photos and video footage that I'd missed when the wife and I walked the first half of the Southern Upland Way starting in Portpatrick. On the first day the weather had been foul for what should have been a relaxed, pleasant walk from Portpatrick to Stranraer, and which instead encouraged us to set off much more quickly than we normally would. Now I wanted to see the town properly, particularly its old parish church, and show it in a better light. From Portpatrick I'd hop along the headland to Dunsky Castle, which I'd also missed out on, then would make my way to Wigtown to follow the Scottish Covenanters story and see what I could find on the two Margarets, the most famous of the Wigtown martyrs. These two women, one young, one old, were executed by drowning for their Presbyterian religious beliefs in 1685, during what became known as the Killing Times. On the way I'd be calling it New Luce, mistakenly because I thought I'd find the grave of Alexander Pedden in the churchyard. Turns out that the one-time fugitive Covenanter preacher, who often wore a mask and was known for his prophecies, in fact he was referred to as Prophet Pedden, is actually buried in the church at Auchinleck near Ayr. There were some additional pics I wanted at Stranraer also, and I was thinking of visiting the Cistercian Abbey at Glenluce. Tying all this together created an undulating 82-mile route that crossed the Rins of Galloway and the Macars Peninsula. Perfect country for our tandem on another day, but I've got to say this, on the downside incorporated two of the multitude of wind farms we disappointingly encountered on the Southern Upland Way. Having said that, I'm really pleased I made the decision to revisit, and I'd recommend it to any cycle tourist, but do it quickly before they fill the place up with turbines. Wish I'd taken the route to the left. I think I'm actually standing above the railway cutting. That's not it though. Well, here we are, Dunsky Castle. Let's see what's through the front door. I've reached the A75 road between Dumfries and Stranraer. Finally got off it because this is what I'm looking for here, the NCN73. Hopefully that'll take me down through Wigtown Bay back to Newton Stewart. I unfortunately had a bit of a letdown with my Garmin. I'd created a route on Plotter route, but the Garmin wasn't having it. Sent me the wrong way around the course. That was okay. We were heading for Glenluce, and then for some reason it seemed right now we're going to go the right way. I wasn't about to turn back and made my own route up after that, but with using Google on the phone and hammering it with photographs, the battery's somewhat worn out now, so I'm trying to kind of leave that alone, still use it for photos and appropriately with Google, but not too far to go to Newton Stewart. It's 16 miles directly, but this would take us, I can't say doubling it, but yeah, it's going to be a wee bit longer. But the weather's great. Got a bit of a headwind, but the route generally is flat back. I'm just going to find somewhere to stop and have a little bit of lunch, I think. So I found somewhere to have a spot of lunch at Glenluce Abbey. Like many things in Scotland, it's closed. I was hoping to maybe get a cup of coffee, but I'll content myself with what I had in my bottle and my lunch, which consists of tomatoes, cheese, olives and various salamis. It's nice to sit here on dry grass, nice and warm, in you know, some historic surroundings, and nice and peaceful, so can't really complain. Oh yeah, you alright? That was a bit dodgy where I overtook you, wasn't it?
I didn't hear you coming. If you had a bell, or if you just said coming up behind you or something.
No, I rang the bell.
Oh, did you?
I'm afraid you didn't hear me at all.
Oh, sorry. Well,
No, it doesn't matter.
I apologise, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, listen, you've got nothing to apologise for. How many cows are there? 100? Not a single belted Galloway. Here I am in Galloway, no belties, and I haven't seen one today. I never saw one all the time we were on the Southern Upland Way a couple of weeks ago. This is becoming ridiculous. I'm wondering what's happening to belted Galloways as a breed. Perhaps they're just not being bred. Quite a stiff headwind, which is making it a little bit harder than I anticipated. I wouldn't normally plan it like this, but there you go. Can't have everything. Got the weather, got the views. What more do you want? What is going on there? I think maybe it's just the nature of greywhack, if indeed it is greywhack. I'm pretty sure that's what. Look at that. Just looking back the way I've come, mainly, you know, despite the fact the coastline is fantastic, it's mainly for this geology here. It's phenomenal. Hey, success! The first belted Galloways I've seen in Galloway. I knew it had to happen. I don't know what to say, I've just gone quiet to appreciate the moment. Heading to Wigtown now, and Newton Stewart thereafter. Not entirely sure how long I'm going to be. I mean, nav is not what it should be. to me back in Newton Stewart. It's been a long day but a productive day. I've managed to get most, if not more, than what I wanted to do done. Well, it feels quite cheap here. I might come back, just making my way to the car park now and making a cup of coffee and having the rest of my snap, and then a 3-hour drive home.